Now, the Zimbabwean dollar's continuous depreciation against the US dollar has made the macroeconomic climate volatile amidst an over 30% fall, according to a macroeconomic update by the United States Agency for International Development. Local currency continues to weaken and formal and informal markets. The depreciation has led to the cost of living increasingly marginally and continues to be very high, and continues to impose food access challenges, particularly for poorer households. Professor Gift Mogano is joining us live from Harare in Zimbabwe to unpack this latest development. One welcome to you, Professor Mogano. Now, the Zimbabwean currency seems to be on a free fall against the United States dollar. Can you give us a clear perspective of the impact of this on the Zimbabwean economy?
Thank you very much. Obviously, when the rate is running away, the prices will go up. You might be aware that we have the highest inflation in the world. The official inflation is around 229%. Of course, there are new developments on inflation estimation, which government is working on, changing the estimation model. But the reality of the matter is that the cost of living is very high, because what is happening in Zimbabwe is that businesses, they follow the rate of the exchange rate when they are pricing, what they call replacement pricing. So if you don't use the exchange rate when you are pricing in Zimbabwe, you run out of stock and you get broke. So life has become very difficult for Zimbabweans. For the last 5 years, when we were witnessing the rate running away, we have noted that according to national stats figures, that people in extreme poverty are living on less than $0.90 a day have increased from 29% of the population to 49% of the population. So almost half of the people in Zimbabwe are in extreme poverty. And what is very sad is that this includes the working population.
Now, Professor Mogano, you just highlighted some of the impact of this free fall of the Zimbabwean dollar. But when we look at the economy of Zimbabwe, not a lot is going on in terms of business and trade, which is the backbone of most economies. Now, so what areas can Zimbabwe look up to for hope, and what will it take to halt this free fall and to make the economy recover?
Thank you very much. So the starting point is that in Zimbabwe, our economy is run on command economics. And what am I saying about this? The agricultural sector, which is the backbone of the economy, is driven by subsidies, freebies, free imports, which are abused, and they are given on political lines. And in a number of cases, even if banks are giving loans, government is a guarantor to those loans. And what it does is that politicians will come and take the money, and they will know government will guarantee. And the national debt has been increasing since the last 5 years, from $10 billion US dollars to now $18.73 billion US dollars. So what must be done is to go for a market-led economy where government kind of take a back seat in as far as the running of the economy is concerned, focus on reforms and putting regulations which can drive the economy. Then the big elephant in the rooms, there are two elephants. The first one is corruption, massive corruption, which is happening at a large scale, commercial scale. There are a lot of connections within government and the private sector. And what it does, again, it creates wastefulness within the economy, and you won't be productive. The second big elephant is politics. We have been, for the last 25 years, our politics has been very bad, and the cost of it is drought of confidence in the economy, divisions. So what must be done now? We're going for elections in August. They've been advising government that this time around, we don't want violence, we don't want rigging, we want free and fair elections. That's a very good foundation for the economy to pick up. Without that, we will continue in the next 5 years in this situation.
Now, Professor Mugano, the worsening economic situation in Zimbabwe means that ordinary Zimbabweans have to dig deep into their pockets to meet up with the soaring prices. How much more can citizens take? And knowing that elections are coming up in August, has that inspired some hope in ordinary Zimbabweans that, things might change?
Zimbabweans have got serious fatigue. They can't take much. They can't take any longer. They can't continue soldiering on this hard terrain. I've just indicated to you that even people who are working are in extreme poverty. That's quite bad. The level of informalization of the economy is around 80% now informal. So you can't run an economy where 80% is informal. The election so far, there's no hope, because already the government is cracking the whip on the opposition. The electoral space is closed. The oppositions, particularly the real opposition, Citizen Coalition for Change, is not given time to campaign. Its vice chairman has been in jail for almost a year now, no trial, and that sent bad signal. So far, no indication that things will be looking good. And it's gloomy, it's doomy, but we are just looking for God's grace or miracles to happen.
Thank you very much, Professor Gift Mugano. It's been a pleasure talking to you at NC Continental Prime. Thank you.
Thank you.